Chapter 4: Studying the Earth. Humans have always been curious to find new places and people. They traveled far across the seas and oceans to discover new lands. Many voyagers never returned as they did not have accurate route maps. Later on, more defined route maps were designed that made travel and exploration simpler for everyone. Maps. Maps are used in our daily life too, but we never recognize their importance. When you are going on a trip to a distant place, your parents look up maps for directions. Maps provide various kinds of information like directions, routes, relative distance, etc. People who make maps are called cartographers. One of the first famous cartographers was Gerhardus Mercator from Germany. A book of maps is called an atlas. Types of maps. Maps can be broadly classified into the following types. Types of maps and their features. Types. Features shown. Physical maps. Earth's natural features like mountains, forests, rivers, elevation, relief, etc. Political maps. Division of countries, states, political boundaries, names of cities and capitals. Resource maps. Natural resources found in a region, specific economic activities of different regions. Climate maps. Climatic conditions in areas, distribution of rainfall. Topographical maps. Contour lines, shape and elevation of an area. Transportation maps. Show roads, railway lines and air roads. Show airports, railway junctions. Special maps. Vegetation, drainage, coastlines, roads and bridges, urban areas, etc. How to read a map? The maps follow 5 Ds. These are: description. Every map has a name, number, scale, legends and symbols. Detail. The symbols are the language of the map. They explain the layout of the land. All its specific features are represented by various symbols. Directions. All maps show relative directions from one point to another. Maps are always drawn with north at the top. This helps to identify the other directions. If north is at the top, then south is at the bottom. The west is to the left and the east is to the right. If you know the 4 directions, you would be able to find out the intermediate directions. Northeast lies between north and east. Northwest lies between north and west. Southwest lies between south and west. Southeast lies between south and east. Distance. Maps are always drawn to scale. The scale of a map is the ratio between the distance shown on a map and the actual ground distance. This is done because this enables to fit the area being mapped on a sheet of paper. On the basis of scale, maps are divided into 2 categories. Large-scale maps. When maps represent a very large fraction of the Earth's surface, they are called large-scale maps. In such maps, a distance of 1000 centimeters on the Earth's surface is represented by 1 centimeters. Maps of buildings, streets, etc. are represented on large-scale maps. Small-scale maps. When maps represent a very small fraction of the Earth's surface to show a specific feature, they are called small-scale maps. In these maps, 50 lakh centimeters is represented by 1 centimeters. Countries and their borders, national highways, etc. are represented on small-scale maps. Designation. For the ease of understanding, various features on maps are written in different styles for proper representation and saving space. For example, water bodies are always represented by blue color, plains are represented by green color, and highlands are marked in brown color. Advantages of maps. Maps allow us to study large areas without actually visiting them physically. They give us an exact idea of almost all the features in the area. It is easier to explain an area, location, terrain, etc. with the help of a map. Simple knowledge of directions enables us to read a map. Maps are easy to carry and can be consulted anytime. Although maps are very small, they give an accurate idea of distance. Disadvantages of maps. Maps are two-dimensional. so it is difficult to portray valleys and hills on them. Maps depicting large areas lack definition as there is very limited space. It is impossible to represent the entire Earth accurately on a map. Earlier inventions in exploration. Long ago, when the means were limited, people tried to find ways to determine the length and breadth of the Earth and other details. Here are some of the instruments which were used. Astrolabe. This instrument was invented in the 2nd century BCE by the Greeks. It was used to measure latitudes. It was in use till 1500s. Crossstaff. This instrument was used by navigators to find the latitude of a place. Sextant. This instrument was invented in 1731 by an Englishman named John Hadley. It helped calculate the distance between the horizon and celestial bodies like stars and planets. Magnetic compass. It has been among the most important inventions in the field of exploration science. The magnetic compass tells directions. It is still being used today.